teenage boy named Max Richardson goes with his parents to see a therapist named Dr. Klingeman, hoping to find a way for Max to live a normal life. Since birth, Max's life has been anything but normal. The reason is shocking. Max has a face that is far too handsome. So handsome, in fact, that neither humans nor animals can bear to look at him. Anyone who sees his face dies instantly without feeling pain.
Physical manifestation of...
Even the doctors and nurses who helped deliver him were mesmerized by his appearance, but moments later, they all collapsed and died. Realizing something was terribly wrong, Max and his parents moved to a remote town, where Max started a new life, hiding his face under bandages to prevent anyone from seeing it. Dr. Klingeman, however, refuses to believe such a strange story. To test it, he forces Max to remove the bandages, and just like before, he dies the instant he sees Max's face. The police soon arrive and take statements from Max's parents. They assume Dr. Klingeman died from a sudden heart attack, though the exact cause is unclear. After a brief investigation, the officers allow the family to return home. That night, Max's mother, Jan, invites Max's only friend, Dan, over for dinner. During the meal, Max's father, Paul, suggests that Max should try going out once in a while since he has spent most of his life hidden away at home. But Max refuses, knowing that his face could bring disaster to anyone who sees it. After dinner, Max pressures Dan to hit his face with a brick in hopes that his extreme handsomeness will be ruined. In the past, Max had even forced Dan to hit him with a hammer. At first, Dan refuses, but when Max purposely drops Dan's phone, Dan accidentally strikes Max's face with the brick.
Brag post, and you get to be the guy that makes it happen.
The next day, Jan takes Max to the hospital to check his nose, which was injured from the blow. While waiting for their turn, Jan comes across an article about a foreign exchange student looking for a host family in their area. Thinking it might help Max have a new friend, Jan decides she wants to take the student in. While waiting, Max notices a girl nearby who unexpectedly catches his attention. After returning from the hospital, Dan convinces Max to go on a date with a girl. At first, Max refuses, knowing she'll probably leave once she sees his bandaged face, but Dan insists until Max finally agrees to go along. When they meet the girl, she assumes Dan is her date, but quickly realizes it's actually Max. The moment she finds out, her expression shifts to slight disappointment. Max tries to strike up a conversation with her, but before long, a troublemaker named Craig shows up and ruins everything. In the chaos, Max accidentally spills his drink, and Craig mocks him by wiping the mess with Max's bandaged face. After Craig leaves, the girl also walks away.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Unwilling to continue the date, Max is left feeling that it's one of the unluckiest days of his life. Since that day, Max sinks into deep despair, convinced that if his face weren't so handsome, his life would be normal. He goes to the bridge thinking about ending it all, but there he runs into the girl he met at the hospital, Alex. She talks him down and convinces him not to kill himself, then takes him to a local nursing home so he can learn to value his life. There, they meet two elderly women, Esther and Rosemary, and Max and Alex spend time chatting with them before heading home. On the way back, Max asks Alex out, but she declines because she has something to do the next day. Once home, Max vents to Dan about the girl, and Dan tells him to try meeting Alex again. A few days later, Max goes back to the bridge where they first met, and sure enough, Alex shows up. After that, Max invites Alex out to have some fun. They wander around a supermarket and end up buying a ton of jelly candies, not to eat, but to fill a bathtub with, since they plan to play in a tub full of jelly.
This is not enough. Excuse me? It's supposed to feel like jelly, not like gravel.
While they're there, Max opens up about his curse, how his face can kill anyone who sees it. And surprisingly, Alex shares her own secret. She has an allergy to endorphins, the chemicals your body makes when you're really happy. If Alex feels too much joy or extreme sadness, her heart can swell. So she always carries medicine wherever she goes to prevent anything dangerous from happening. The two of them continue their date by watching a movie. Since it's already late, they head back to Max's Max's house, where they sit and talk, sharing a quiet moment while looking into each other's eyes. Just as the atmosphere begins to turn romantic, their moment is interrupted by the arrival of Max's parents, who bring along a foreign exchange student named Yushin. When they see Alex, both Paul and Jan are delighted, thinking that Max has finally made a female friend. A few days later, Max goes camping with Alex, Dan, Dan's girlfriend, and Yushin. At first, Yushin wasn't supposed to come along, but Max's mother insisted he bring her. That night, before going to sleep, Max gently covers Alex's eyes and lets her touch his bare face without the bandages. Alex then kisses him on the cheek, and in that moment, it's clear that the two of them have feelings for each other.
You really know how to make a girl.
The camping trip turns out fun and peaceful, but the next day, Alex is rushed to the hospital because her heart reacts dangerously to the joy she felt. She doesn't tell Max about her hospitalization, but fate brings them together anyway when Max goes there to accompany Dan, who was injured after Yu Shen accidentally set fire to a dry Christmas tree. When Alex sees Max at the hospital, she quickly avoids him, worried her mother might find out she's been spending time with him. Max feels a bit hurt by her behavior. Later, while out shopping with Yushin and his father Paul, Max asks about how his parents first met. Paul quickly realizes his son has feelings for Alex and encourages him to confess his love to her. The next day, Max meets Alex again, and she explains why she ignored him the day before. She didn't want her mother to find out that she had a friend. Max understands and accepts her reason. Later, Alex and Max go to the nursing home to visit Esther and Rosemary. When they arrive, they find Rosemary sick and frail from old age. Seeing her suffering makes Alex deeply sad, so much so that she gets a nosebleed as her body reacts to the overwhelming emotion. Wanting to ease Rosemary's pain, Alex asks Max to show his face to her so she can finally be free. At first, Max hesitates, thinking it would be wrong, but when he sees how much Rosemary is suffering, he finally reveals his face. Moments later, Rosemary passes away peacefully, with a gentle smile on her face. A few days after Rosemary's death, Alex suddenly disappears, without giving Max any news. Feeling anxious and heartbroken, Max goes to see Dan, who suggests they attend the upcoming school dance together, and encourages Max to invite Alex as his date. Max explains that Alex hasn't been responding to him, but Dan takes Max's phone and, without permission, sends her a message asking if she'll go to the dance with him. Alex never replies. Determined to get an answer, Max decides to visit her house directly. When he arrives, he's shocked to discover that Alex's condition has gotten much worse. She had kept it from him out of fear that he would distance himself if he knew how serious her illness was. Seeing her like that leaves Max devastated, but Alex still asks him to take her to the dance. That night, the two of them attend the event together. Max and Alex share a dance, enjoying every second of their time. But in the middle of it, her illness flares up again, and she gets a nosebleed before rushing to the bathroom. While waiting, Max runs into Dan and Valencia, and they chat for a while. Suddenly, Craig, Valencia's ex and Dan's current girlfriend's troublemaking former partner, shows up and causes chaos. When Craig spots Max, he quickly rips off his mask, exposing his face to Valencia. Within moments, Valencia collapses and dies from seeing Max's true appearance. The police arrive and arrest Max for what happened, while Alex is rushed to the hospital unconscious as her illness worsens. Eventually, Max is released and allowed to go home, but instead, he heads straight to the hospital to see Alex. There, he learns that she never actually had proper medicine for her condition. Alex explains that doctors predicted she wouldn't live past 16, yet she is already 17. A small miracle that she has survived this long. She confesses how painful it has been to live without being able to feel true happiness or sadness, unable to fully enjoy life because of her illness. But after meeting Max, everything changed. He made her world brighter, even if only for a short time. With tears in her eyes, Alex asks Max to show her his face, believing it's time for her to go. She doesn't want to live the rest of her life in suffering, and she begs him to free her from her pain. Max refuses, unable to grant her wish because he has already fallen deeply in love with her. Heartbroken, he leaves the hospital and goes home.
Do you know what it's like to watch someone die?
Overwhelmed with sorrow and frustration. Once there, he picks up a brick and tries to smash his own face, but his parents stop him just in time. Breaking down, Max rips off his bandages and sobs uncontrollably. Tragically, Yushin's cat happens to see his uncovered face and dies instantly. The next day, Max starts avoiding Alex completely, ignoring her calls and messages. Dan scolds him for neglecting her, reminding Max that Alex is seriously ill and could die at any moment. If he doesn't see her now, he might lose the chance to say goodbye forever. Dan's words hit Max hard, and he realizes how wrong he's been. He goes to Alex's house, trying to cheer her up by decorating the walls of her room. That's when Alex quietly admits that she wants everything to end. Max then asks her to close her eyes as he removes the bandages from his face. Before he reveals himself, Alex kisses him as a final farewell. When she finally sees his face, she doesn't die instantly like others did. Instead, the two of them share what little time they have left, gazing into each other's eyes. But soon after, Alex falls into a coma, and eventually she passes away.
It's not working.
I don't...
After Alex's death, Max begins to appreciate his life more and feels grateful for everything he has. He is also cleared of all charges in Valencia's death. Soon, the whole world learns about Max's unique and deadly face. He receives countless letters, many of them from people begging him to end their suffering. Max comes to realize that his fate isn't about killing people with his looks. He believes his true purpose is to release others from pain, just as he did for Alex and Rosemary. In the final scene, Craig shows up at Max's house wanting to apologize, but when Max comes to meet him, he forgets to put his bandages back on. The moment Craig accidentally sees Max's face, he collapses instantly and dies on the spot.